Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter. On the evening of April 14th, 2026, an Apple Watch sends an alert. It suggests someone may have fallen. At first, it doesn't appear to be an emergency. But as the minutes pass, concern begins to grow. Text messages go unanswered. Phone calls go unanswered. And when someone goes to check on the home, something does not feel right. No response. No sign of anyone inside. Police are called. What began as a wellness check becomes something else entirely. Inside the home, officers find a scene no one was expecting. This is the story of Barbara Deer. Barbara Deer was 51 years old. To her family, she was a mother, a grandmother. To many others, she was someone who showed up, someone who helped, someone who spent years working with children and families. As a speech-language pathologist, her work centered on communication, on helping children and families. She also devoted time to public health and community work. But for many people in Chicago, the Deer name was already familiar. Barbara's husband, Dennis Deer, served as a Cook County commissioner and became a well-known figure on Chicago's West Side through public service and community advocacy. The two had been high school sweethearts. They raised 3 children together and spent 27 years married. Less than 2 years earlier, the city had mourned another loss. In June of 2024, Dennis Deer died following complications after a double lung transplant. After his death, Barbara continued moving forward. No one knew that less than 2 years later, the Deer family would face another tragedy. After police entered the home on West Arlington Street, they found Barbara Deer. They found her son, Kaleb. Both were deceased. A firearm was also recovered inside the home. At first, many questions remained. The public learned who the victims were, but beyond the initial facts, there were few answers. Authorities said Barbara had suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. Kaleb suffered a gunshot wound to the head. But what led to the shooting was still unclear. As investigators continued working the case, more details started to surface, and with them, some answers. According to police records, the Apple Watch alert was received by Kaleb's twin brother. The alert indicated that Barbara may have fallen. A family friend went to check on her. When he arrived, the family dog was outside, barking. The family vehicle was still there, a sign that someone should have been home. He texted Barbara, but there was no response. He texted Kaleb, no response. The front door was locked, and with no way to contact anyone inside, police were called. It was supposed to be a wellness check. Instead, it became a death investigation. In the days that followed, investigators began piecing together what had happened. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office later ruled Barbara Deer's death a homicide and Kaleb Deer's death a suicide. Authorities concluded that Kaleb fatally shot his mother before taking his own life. Publicly available reports do not establish a motive. They do not explain what happened inside the home before the shooting, And for many people, that left one question: why? For many in Chicago, the news was personal. The people found inside the home were not strangers to the community. Barbara Deer was well known for her work in education, health advocacy, and community service. She was also the widow of former Cook County Commissioner Dennis Deer. Community leaders and elected officials offered their condolences. State Representative L.A. Sean Ford, a close family friend, described the news as shocking. On May 1st, 2026, family, friends, community members, and elected officials gathered at United Baptist Church of Chicago for a double funeral for Barbara and Kaleb Deer. Afterward, the Deer family released a statement thanking people for their support, prayers, and condolences, while asking for privacy as they continued to grieve. Our thoughts are with the Deer family, their friends, and everyone impacted by this tragedy. As we close this episode, sharing her story helps make sure that her life and legacy are remembered. For more cases and updates, follow Hunting for Answers. You can also connect with us through our Facebook group and find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If there's a story you believe deserves attention, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.